Hi everyone and welcome back to For Teachers. I know a lot of the people that watch the videos here on For Teachers are students that are thinking about becoming primary school teachers. If you are applying to become a primary school teacher at the moment and you're looking at your university choices, you might want to consider studying at Sheffield Hallam. The course title that I took was BA Honours Primary Education with QTS. I have already made a video talking about the course, I've talked about the process of applying, the interview, I even talked about the teaching placements that I did while I was studying at Sheffield. But now that I'm a graduate teacher and I've been teaching for 6 years, I thought it might be really helpful for me to talk to a few more teachers who are part of the course, help them to share their experience. And hopefully it will help to guide some primary school teachers who are thinking of applying at the moment. I was really fortunate a couple of weeks ago to be invited to a Sheffield Hallam Alumni meeting here in Hong Kong. While I was at this event, I was surrounded by graduates of Sheffield Hallam, and I had the chance to talk to a couple of people about their experience and talk about why they think Sheffield Hallam was the right place to go for university. So the event space that I was invited to was a hotel in Hong Kong. It was also amazing to talk to other graduates like myself, who perhaps have gone on to do different things after finishing the course, and of course to talk to other school teachers who've gone on to have fantastic teaching careers after studying at Sheffield Hallam. I was talking to the events managers here at the alumni meeting and I found out lots of amazing information about what they aim to do. The alumni work really hard to make sure that every student gets a positive experience at university. That might be something as simple as helping a student with their moving in day. Perhaps they might not have a family or a support network ready to help them move in, or perhaps they might raise funds to help a student get to a placement that might be a little bit further away than they're capable of reaching by themselves. While I was at the event, I was really lucky and I managed to talk to lots of graduates. I was even able to talk to a couple of graduate teachers who studied a similar or the same course as me at Sheffield Hallam University. If that's a course that you're considering taking on your journey to become a primary school teacher, hopefully some of these questions that I asked might be quite useful for you.
Okay guys, I've just met someone called Claire, and it's amazing because Claire, you studied your PGCE at Sheffield Hallam University, the same as me.
I did.
In a different year?
Yes, I was 2008.
Claire, what was the best thing about Sheffield Hallam?
I have to say it is the sort of the social atmosphere and the activities. There's so many clubs and things to get involved with. There's a real sort of social vibe to Sheffield as a city, and especially to the university. Like, university life is definitely part of Sheffield Hallam. It's not just about going to lectures and going to seminars. It's all about the life and who you meet.
Yeah. How did you find the actual degree? Because a lot of the viewers that are watching these videos are applying to do teaching degrees, and I get a lot of questions from viewers asking which university they should go to. They don't know which one to choose, and Sheffield often comes up, and I can advise it, but I'm only like one person. So as an actual teaching course, how did you find it?
So Sheffield Hallam was a little bit different because it offered a course that specialised in business studies for me, which not many universities offered. And the great thing about Sheffield Hallam was that the cohort was really big. So there were 40 of us in total on the course, which sounds like a lot of people for a teaching qualification, but I suppose compared to other degrees, it's quite small.
Yeah, I still keep in touch with a lot of people from my university days. Do you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What about anyone from like the education department? Do you keep in touch with any of like the lecturers or seminars or anything like that?
Our sessions are mostly run by two main lecturers for their business management PGCE. They were also the same people that came out to visit us on placement, and they're certainly the people we stay in contact with now. So when I was working in the UK, I tried to pay it forward and made sure that I could facilitate PGCE students on placement in the UK. So I was regularly in contact with my previous lecturers to know if I could take on students and how I could best support them into their teaching careers.
Yeah. So Natalie, what about the student accommodation at Sheffield? What's that like?
I think the great thing about student accommodation at Sheffield Hallam is that it's right on the doorstep of campus.
Yeah.
So if I remember back to my student days, that means instead of having to get a bus into town, you can just roll straight out of bed and straight into your lecture.
Yeah, I think my student accommodation was about a 20-minute, maybe 15-minute walk, and that was really good.
Yeah, but now some of our flats are literally 5 minutes.
So Sheffield Hallam University is really good for location, and the flats are really close to the campus as well.
Yeah.
I've been in touch recently with one of my lecturers that I had when I was at Sheffield Hallam University. He helped me by talking to some of the student ambassadors about the course at Sheffield Hallam University, so I've got some of the quotes from them to share with you guys today. The questions that were asked to the ambassadors were, why do students choose Sheffield Hallam University? And number 2, why does this course help to build fantastic school teachers? These are some of the responses that were gathered by the graduates. They enjoyed learning from passionate staff. They built links with a wide range of schools. A lot of the course is research-based, but also balanced well with classroom-based experience. Fantastic support from all staff and a very welcoming atmosphere. And also more specifically about Sheffield as a place, a fabulous city with facilities and lifestyle to match, but also close to fantastic countryside. Now, if you are a school teacher and you really don't know which course to be applying for, and you really are considering Sheffield Hallam University as the course for you, here are a couple more quotes answering the question, why is the course at Sheffield Hallam University such a good one? Outside experts delivering lectures. I remember receiving a lot of really great support from people who came into the university to talk, learning up-to-date pedagogy as it's being introduced into schools. I feel as though the support at Sheffield Hallam University is very modern and very up-to-date. Every time I was taught something, I felt as though it was in line with the national curriculum and the changes that were happening. As I was studying, a lot of changes were put in place for the teacher standards, but I do feel like Sheffield Hallam was always one step ahead and they knew exactly what they had to prepare us for on the course. The final thing that's been shared by the graduates is that Sheffield Hallam University's teaching course leads to fabulous employability at the end. If you are training to become a school teacher, that might be something that you're quite worried about. Will you be able to get a job at the end of your degree? Almost every single one of the teachers that were on the course with me the year that I graduated went on to find employment in a school that year. And I do feel as though Sheffield Hallam really supported us in finding those jobs and finding those work placements. I remember receiving support for interviews. I remember doing mock interviews with some of the lecturers. I remember being set up with support groups that helped me to prepare for the interview day. I remember being given lots of advice for my job application letters. I don't feel as though we were just left to get on with it. I think there was lots of support available if we went to seek it. So if you are considering becoming a primary school teacher and you're really not too sure where to study, my experience at Sheffield Hallam University was an extremely positive one. If you've got any more questions about teaching or you'd like to find out more about the course, please comment down below and I will answer all of your questions. If you've got a couple of different universities in mind and you're not too sure which one is the right one for you, please feel free to post those down below as well, and there'll be plenty of school teachers that I know down there in the comments ready to support and guide. A big thank you to the lecturers and the student ambassadors who provided all of this information for my video. Don't forget to subscribe to 4Teachers for lots of teaching tips and information and guidance, and I will see you guys on the next video.